Drones have given ordinary people access to aerial technology that was once limited to professionals. These people proved that democratizing flying cameras was a mistake. 1. A man used a drone to propose to his girlfriend by having it carry the engagement ring, but the drone crashed into her face, breaking her nose and losing the ring. He had purchased an expensive drone specifically for this elaborate proposal. His plan was to have the drone fly the ring to her during a romantic picnic in a park. He attached the ring box to the drone with string and practiced flying it. On the day of the proposal, he started the drone and sent it toward his girlfriend while getting on one knee. The drone was harder to control than he expected with the added weight. Wind caught it and it veered off course. His girlfriend looked up to see what was making noise. The drone crashed directly into her face at full speed. The impact broke her nose and knocked her backward. She was bleeding heavily. The ring box detached and fell into tall grass. He had to call an ambulance. At the hospital, she needed treatment for her broken nose. They spent hours searching the park for the ring but never found it. It was a $3,000 ring lost in the grass. The $1,200 drone was also destroyed in the crash. She said yes to the proposal, but the story of how he broke her nose with a drone and lost the ring became legendary among their friends and family. The stupidity was using an expensive drone he barely knew how to fly to carry an expensive ring, resulting in injury, losing the ring forever, destroying the drone, and creating the worst proposal story possible where he broke my nose and lost the ring, is how she has to describe their engagement. 2. A delivery driver modified a drone to deliver pizzas to save time, but crashed it into power lines, causing a neighborhood blackout. The driver was frustrated with traffic and thought drone delivery would be faster. He bought a heavy-lift drone and built a pizza holder for it. He didn't check local drone regulations which prohibited commercial use without permits. He started making deliveries by drone, flying pizzas directly to customers. For a few deliveries, it worked. Then he tried to deliver across a neighborhood instead of following roads. The pizza and box made the drone heavier and harder to control. He was flying it using his phone screen and lost visual contact with the drone. The drone crashed into power lines with the pizza. The impact caused a short circuit that knocked out power to 300 homes. The pizza caught fire from the electrical arc. The drone fell and was destroyed. Power company had to respond to restore electricity. They traced the cause to the crashed drone hanging from power lines. Police identified the driver from the pizza restaurant branding on the box. He was charged with reckless endangerment, operating commercial drone without license, and had to pay for power company emergency response. He was fired from the pizza place. His $2,000 drone was destroyed, and he faced thousands in fines. The stupidity was illegally operating a commercial drone without training or permits to deliver a $15 pizza, causing a power outage affecting hundreds of people and facing criminal charges over trying to save 10 minutes of drive time. 3. A man used a drone to walk his dog, but the dog chased the drone into traffic, causing a multi-car accident. The man thought it would be clever to fly his drone ahead while his dog followed it, instead of walking the dog normally. He attached the leash to his wrist and controlled the drone with a controller, while the dog followed the flying object. The dog became obsessed with the drone and chased it. The man flew the drone across the street. The dog bolted into traffic after the drone pulling the leash. The man was yanked into the street. Multiple cars swerved and collided, trying to avoid hitting them. The dog was hit by a car and injured. The man was also hit and injured. The drone crashed when he dropped the controller. 3 cars were damaged in the collision. Both the man and dog required hospitalization. The dog survived but needed surgery. The man faced liability for the car accident caused by his drone dog walking. His insurance didn't cover it because it resulted from illegal drone operation. He owed thousands in vehicle damage plus his own medical bills and the dog's surgery. The stupidity was using a drone to walk a dog instead of using a leash like a normal person, creating a situation where the dog's natural instinct to chase flying objects caused a traffic accident, injuring both of them and damaging multiple vehicles. 4. A wedding videographer crashed his drone into the wedding cake during the reception. The videographer was hired to capture aerial footage of the wedding. During the reception, he decided to get a dramatic shot of the couple cutting the cake. He flew his drone inside the reception hall despite the low ceiling and obstacles. The drone was supposed to hover and get a close-up shot. He misjudged the distance and the drone drifted. The drone crashed directly into the 3-tier wedding cake. The cake collapsed. Frosting and cake flew everywhere. The cake was destroyed completely. Guests were splattered with cake. The bride's dress was covered in frosting. The couple's cake-cutting moment was ruined. The drone was covered in cake and destroyed. The videographer had to refund his fee and pay for a replacement cake. The replacement cake cost more than his entire fee. The footage of him crashing the drone into the cake went viral. His business was destroyed by the negative publicity. The stupidity was flying a drone indoors in a crowded reception hall with a low ceiling and thinking he could navigate it close to the wedding cake, resulting in destroying the cake, ruining the moment, destroying his drone, and ending his videography career with viral footage of his spectacular failure. 5. A man used a drone to spy on his neighbor's backyard and accidentally recorded himself committing the crime. He was suspicious that his neighbor was having parties without inviting him. He flew his drone over the fence to spy on the backyard. He recorded video of the backyard which showed nothing interesting, just the neighbor gardening. However, his drone malfunctioned and crashed in the neighbor's yard. The neighbor found the drone and checked the memory card. The video showed the drone taking off from the spying man's property, flying over the fence, and recording the neighbor. The video clearly showed who owned the drone and where it came from. The neighbor called police. Police reviewed the footage, which documented the entire crime from the perpetrator's perspective. The man was charged with illegal surveillance and trespassing. The drone footage was used as evidence against him in court. He was convicted based on his own video recording. He had to pay fines and his relationship with the neighbor was destroyed. The stupidity was using a drone to spy on a neighbor and recording the entire criminal act from his own perspective, then losing the drone with the incriminating evidence in the victim's yard, essentially gift-wrapping evidence of his crime for police. 6. A real estate agent crashed a drone through a window while filming a house listing. The agent wanted impressive aerial footage of a luxury home he was selling. He hired a drone operator for exterior shots. During filming, the operator decided to get a close-up of a second-floor window to show the view. The operator misjudged distance and wind. The drone crashed through the window, shattering the glass. The drone continued into the house and crashed into furniture inside. Glass shattered everywhere. The homeowners were inside and heard the crash. The drone destroyed a $5,000 antique table inside. The broken window and damaged furniture cost $8,000 to repair. The homeowners sued the real estate agent who had hired the operator. The agent's insurance covered some damage, but he had to pay out of pocket for the deductible and the drone operator's lack of insurance. The listing was canceled. The agent lost the commission. The video of the drone crashing through the window was posted online. The stupidity was hiring a drone operator for a luxury home listing without verifying insurance or qualifications, resulting in thousands in property damage, losing the listing, and creating viral video footage of catastrophic failure that damaged his professional reputation. 7. A man attached a handgun to a drone and fired it remotely, leading to federal charges. The man lived in Connecticut and thought it would be cool to make a weapon drone. He built a custom rig to attach a handgun to his drone, with a servo to pull the trigger. He posted videos online showing the drone firing the gun while flying. The videos went viral. Federal authorities saw the videos. ATF investigated and determined that the weapon-equipped drone violated federal firearms laws. The FAA investigated and determined it violated drone regulations. The man was arrested and charged with multiple federal crimes. He faced up to 10 years in prison. His drone and firearm were seized. He claimed it was just for fun and he didn't think it was illegal. Prosecutors argued he'd created an unregulated aerial weapon system. He eventually pled guilty to lesser charges but faced significant penalties. The stupidity was attaching a firearm to a drone, firing it, recording it, posting it online for federal authorities to see, and apparently never considering that creating a flying gun might violate several federal laws, then acting surprised when ATF showed up. 8. A man tried to use a drone to remove a hornet's nest from his house, and the hornets destroyed the drone and chased him inside. The man had a large hornet's nest under his roof eaves. Pest control wanted $300 to remove it. He decided to use his $800 drone instead. His plan was to fly the drone into the nest and knock it down from a safe distance. He started the drone and flew it toward the nest. When the drone hit the nest, thousands of angry hornets swarmed out. The hornets attacked the drone. Hornets covered the drone completely. The drone couldn't fly properly with hornets covering it and crashed. The hornets then turned their attention to the man flying it. He ran inside his house, dropping the controller. Hornets chased him and some got inside. He and his family had to shelter inside while hornets swarmed outside. Eventually, the hornets dispersed. His drone was destroyed. Hornets had gotten inside and damaged the electronics. The nest was still there, now with angry hornets. He had to call the pest control company anyway. His $800 drone was destroyed to avoid a $300 service call. The stupidity was using an expensive drone to attack a hornet's nest without considering that thousands of angry insects might destroy the drone and come after him, resulting in destroying the drone and still having to pay for professional removal anyway. 9. A YouTuber tried to create viral content by dropping things from a drone onto targets, but accidentally hit a person, causing serious injury. The YouTuber's channel focused on dropping stuff from heights. He bought a heavy lift drone and began dropping objects from high altitude to see them smash. He filmed watermelons, bowling balls, and other objects hitting targets on the ground. For one video, he decided to drop a bowling ball from 200 feet onto a target in an empty field. He didn't properly secure the area or check for people. As he released the bowling ball, a jogger entered the area below. The bowling ball fell and hit the jogger in the shoulder. The impact caused severe injuries, broken collarbone, shoulder damage, and head trauma when the jogger fell. Emergency services were called. The jogger was hospitalized. Police investigated and found the YouTube channel with multiple videos of dangerous dropping stunts. The YouTuber was arrested for reckless endangerment and assault. The victim sued for medical costs and damages. The lawsuit cost hundreds of thousands. YouTube terminated his channel. He faced criminal charges. The stupidity was dropping heavy objects from a drone for YouTube views without securing the area or considering that people might be below, resulting in seriously injuring someone with a falling bowling ball and facing criminal charges and a massive lawsuit to pay for one person's few thousand views. 10. A man used a drone to cheat on a golf course by dropping his ball closer to the hole and was banned from the club. The man was playing poorly during a tournament. When his ball landed in a bad position behind trees, he used his drone to pick it up and drop it in a better location while his playing partners weren't looking. He thought he was clever. However, the golf course had security cameras that captured the drone, picking up and moving his ball. Course officials reviewed footage after his implausibly good score from impossible positions. The footage clearly showed him cheating with the drone. He was disqualified from the tournament. His club membership was revoked. The story spread through the golf community. He was banned from multiple courses. His reputation as a cheater was established. The irony was that he'd bragged about buying the expensive drone for aerial photography of his game. The stupidity was using an easily visible flying machine to cheat at golf in broad daylight, while security cameras recorded everything, getting caught by video evidence, and losing his club membership and reputation to marginally improve his golf score in a casual tournament. 11. A prisoner's family used a drone to deliver contraband to prison, but live-streamed the entire operation. The family wanted to get drugs and phones into the prison. They bought a drone and attached packages. They flew the drone to the prison at night. One family member thought it would be cool to live-stream the mission on social media. They live-streamed the drone flight, the prison location, and themselves discussing what they were delivering. Prison guards saw the drone and intercepted it. Police reviewed social media and found the live stream showing the entire operation, including faces and admission of intent. Police arrested everyone involved. They were charged with smuggling contraband, conspiracy, and drone violations. The live stream was used as evidence. They'd recorded their own crime and broadcast it. They all faced prison time for trying to deliver contraband to prison. The stupidity was not just using a drone to smuggle drugs into prison, but live streaming the entire criminal operation on social media while showing their faces and admitting what they were doing, creating perfect video evidence that led to their arrests and convictions. 12. A man tried to use a drone to clean his gutters and the drone got stuck, requiring fire department rescue. The man's gutters were clogged with leaves. He didn't want to use a ladder. He attached a hook to his drone, planning to scrape leaves out of gutters from the air. The drone was too small for the task. The hook caught in the gutter and the drone couldn't pull free. The motor strained and the drone became wedged in the gutter. He tried pulling the drone with the controller, but it was stuck. He tried to reach it from a window, but couldn't. His drone hung from the gutter, running its battery down while stuck. He eventually called the fire department. Firefighters arrived with a ladder truck. They used their equipment to retrieve his stuck drone from the gutter. The drone's motors were burned out from running while stuck. The $600 drone was destroyed. He still had to clean the gutters normally. The firefighters were annoyed at being called for a stuck drone. The stupidity was using a drone to clean gutters to avoid using a ladder, requiring firefighters to bring a ladder truck to rescue the stuck drone, destroying the drone, and still having to clean the gutters with a ladder anyway. 13. A man flew a drone into an active volcano for footage and lost the $3,000 drone within seconds. The man was visiting Hawaii and wanted dramatic volcano footage. He brought an expensive professional drone. Against all warnings and regulations, he flew it directly into the active volcanic crater. The plan was to get close-up footage of flowing lava. The extreme heat immediately affected the drone. The electronics failed from heat exposure within seconds. The plastic components began melting. The drone fell into the lava and was destroyed. The memory card with any footage melted. He captured nothing usable. The $3,000 drone was gone in under 30 seconds. Park rangers cited him for violating park regulations. He was fined $5,000 for flying in restricted airspace over the volcano. The stupidity was flying an expensive drone into an active volcano's heat without considering that electronics and plastic don't work in extreme temperatures, losing $3,000 in seconds and getting fined another $5,000 for violating the regulations that existed specifically to prevent people from doing exactly what he did. 14. A woman used a drone to spy on her cheating husband, but crashed it into a tree and he found it with all the footage. She suspected her husband was cheating and used a drone to follow him. She flew the drone following his car to see where he went. He went to another woman's house, she recorded everything, but while getting dramatic footage, she crashed the drone into a tree. The drone got stuck in branches. She couldn't retrieve it. Her husband came home and she confronted him about cheating. He denied it. The next day, he found the crashed drone in the tree with her name on it. He retrieved it and checked the footage. The footage showed her spying on him from her perspective, including her face at the beginning when she started recording. He used the footage to prove she was stalking him. In the divorce, her illegal surveillance worked against her. The stupidity was using a drone to gather evidence of cheating, but crashing it and leaving it as evidence of her illegal surveillance, which her husband used against her, turning her evidence gathering into a crime that hurt her case. 15. A man tried to create a drone delivery service for marijuana in a state where it was legal but delivered to an undercover cop. The man lived in a state where recreational marijuana was legal. He created a discreet delivery service using drones. Customers would order and he'd fly marijuana directly to their locations. He advertised online. An undercover police officer ordered from him. The man flew a drone carrying marijuana to the officer's specified location. Police arrested him when he landed the drone. He was charged with multiple crimes, operating commercial drone without license, air delivery violations, and distribution charges, because even though marijuana was legal, unlicensed drone delivery of it wasn't. Federal charges were added because he'd flown over federal airspace. His entire inventory was seized. He faced years in prison. The stupidity was creating an illegal drone delivery business for drugs without checking if any of it was legal, advertising publicly, and delivering directly to an undercover cop, violating multiple federal and state laws to deliver products that customers could have legally bought from licensed stores. 16. A photographer used a drone at the beach and it was attacked by a seagull, causing a crash. The photographer wanted coastal footage. He flew his drone over the beach filming scenery. A seagull spotted the drone and perceived it as a threat or food. The seagull attacked the drone mid-flight. The bird struck the drone with its body and feet. The impact damaged rotors and the drone began falling. The drone crashed onto the beach. Sand destroyed the remaining electronics. The seagull was fine. The drone was totaled. Other beachgoers captured video of the seagull attack. The footage went viral with the photographer mocked for losing a fight with a seagull. The $1,500 drone was destroyed by a bird. Insurance didn't cover wildlife attacks. The stupidity was flying a drone near seagulls, territorial birds that attack perceived threats, without considering that birds might object to a flying machine in their space, resulting in the seagull winning the aerial battle and destroying his expensive drone while spectators recorded his loss to a beach bird. 17. A man attached his GoPro to a drone to film himself proposing, but the drone's shadow appeared in every shot, ruining the footage. The man planned an elaborate beach proposal. He set up a drone to circle and film from above. He started the drone and began his proposal. He got on one knee and proposed. She said yes. They embraced. He was thrilled to have captured it on film. When he reviewed the footage later, every shot had the drone's dark shadow prominently in frame. The shadow covered them in most shots. The footage was unusable because the dark shadow dominated the beautiful beach setting he'd chosen. He'd spent $200 on the drone specifically for this footage. The video was ruined by not accounting for sunny day plus overhead drone, or a massive shadow. He had no usable proposal footage despite expensive equipment. The stupidity was filming a proposal from directly overhead on a sunny day, without considering that the sun would cast the drone's shadow onto the subjects, ruining every shot with a giant dark blob, covering the romantic moment he'd spent $2,200 to capture. 18. A farmer tried to use a drone to herd cattle, but the cattle stampeded in fear, causing thousands in damage. The farmer wanted to modernize herding. He bought a drone and tried using it to move cattle instead of riding horses. The cattle had never seen a drone. When he flew it near them, they panicked. The strange buzzing machine terrified the cattle. They stampeded. Hundreds of cattle ran in fear. They broke through fences. Some cattle were injured in the stampede. They scattered across neighboring properties. It took days to recover all the cattle. Fences needed repair. Veterinary care was needed for injured cattle. Neighbors were angry about cattle in their fields. The stampede cost over $10,000 in damages. The drone herding experiment was abandoned. The stupidity was introducing a loud buzzing flying machine to animals that had never seen one without considering they might be terrified rather than calmly herded, causing an expensive stampede of his own livestock that destroyed property and injured animals. 19. A man flew a drone at a baseball stadium and it was hit by a batted ball, destroying it mid-air. The man thought it would be cool to film a baseball game from above. Flying drones at stadiums is illegal, but he did it anyway. He flew his drone over the field during the game. A batter hit a home run. The ball struck the drone in mid-air. The drone exploded into pieces from the impact. Debris fell onto the field. The game stopped. Security immediately identified and removed the man. He was arrested. He was banned from the stadium for life. He was charged with interfering with a sporting event and illegal drone operation. The shattered drone pieces were collected as evidence. His footage showed his own violation. The stupidity was illegally flying a drone over an active baseball game where balls are hit into the air with tremendous force, resulting in his drone being destroyed by a home run ball like a clay pigeon, getting arrested, and being banned for interfering with the game he'd wanted to film. 20. A man used a drone to hang Christmas lights to avoid using a ladder, but the drone tangled in the lights and crashed. The man wanted to decorate his roof without climbing. He attached Christmas light strings to his drone. His plan was to fly the drone along the roof line, trailing lights which would drape over the edge. The drone couldn't handle the weight of long light strings. The lights tangled in the rotors mid-flight. The drone lost control and crashed into the roof. The impact damaged roof shingles. The drone slid down the roof, taking lights and shingles with it. The drone and lights crashed to the ground. The $700 drone was destroyed. The roof had holes requiring repair. The lights were broken. He still had to use a ladder to fix the roof damage and hang new lights. The stupidity was using a drone to hang Christmas lights to avoid the danger of using a ladder, resulting in destroying the drone, damaging his roof requiring expensive repairs, and still having to use a ladder to fix everything, causing far more danger and expense than just using a ladder in the first place. 21. A prankster used a drone to scare people wearing ghost sheets on it, but someone shot the ghost drone with a gun. The prankster attached white sheets to his drone to make a flying ghost. He flew it at night to scare people. He filmed reactions. Most people were startled. One rural property owner saw a mysterious flying object on his land at night. The property owner, unable to identify what was flying over his property in the dark, retrieved his shotgun. The property owner shot the ghost out of the sky. The drone crashed, destroyed. The prankster ran to retrieve it, but the property owner held him until police arrived. Police determined the property owner was within rights to shoot unknown objects over his property at night. The prankster was charged with harassment and illegal drone operation. His $900 drone was destroyed. He faced criminal charges for his prank. The stupidity was flying a mysterious sheeted object over rural properties at night without considering that some people might reasonably shoot at unidentified flying objects over their land, resulting in his prank drone being shot down and him facing criminal charges. 22. A man tried to use a drone to walk his tightrope between buildings but lost connection, and the drone fell into traffic. The man was a street performer who walked tightropes. He wanted to set up a rope between buildings without expensive rigging equipment. He attached rope to a heavy lift drone to fly it across and anchor it. He launched the drone with rope attached. The drone made it halfway across the street. The signal connection failed. Buildings interfered with transmission. The drone lost control. The drone fell into traffic with rope trailing. A motorcyclist hit the falling rope. The motorcyclist crashed. The rope tangled in vehicles. Traffic stopped. The motorcyclist was injured. The man was arrested. He faced charges for the accident. His insurance didn't cover it. He owed medical bills and vehicle damage. The stupidity was using a drone to carry a rope across a street with active traffic without considering signal loss, resulting in the falling rope causing a traffic accident, injuring someone, and leaving him liable for all damages. 23. A film student crashed an expensive university drone on the first day by flying it into the one building he was told to avoid. The university film program had expensive drones for student projects. On orientation day, the instructor specifically said, "Never fly near the communications tower. It interferes with drone signals and you'll crash." The building with the tower was pointed out. The first student to use the drone decided to get footage of the campus. Within 5 minutes of his first flight, he flew directly at the communications building. Other students watching yelled warnings. He ignored them, thinking he knew better. The drone lost signal. It crashed into the side of the communications building. The drone fell from the 4th floor to the pavement. The $4,000 university drone was destroyed. Windows on the building were damaged. The student was banned from using drones. He had to pay for the damage. The instructor used him as an example in future orientations about following instructions. The stupidity was ignoring the one specific instruction given literally minutes earlier, flying directly at the one building he was told to avoid, and destroying an expensive university drone within 5 minutes of first use. 24. A man used a drone to test if his dog could fly by attaching a harness and lifting him, resulting in animal cruelty charges. The man thought it would be funny to see if his small dog could fly with drone assistance. He attached a harness to his dog and connected it to a heavy lift drone. He posted his plan on social media. Viewers told him not to do it. He did it anyway and live-streamed it. The drone lifted the terrified dog several feet off the ground. The dog panicked and struggled. The dog struggling made the drone lose balance. The drone and dog crashed. The dog was injured in the fall. Viewers called police and animal control. The video evidence showed the entire incident. He was arrested for animal cruelty. His dog was taken by animal control. He faced criminal charges and was banned from owning animals. The stupidity was attempting to fly his dog with a drone, ignoring people telling him it was dangerous and illegal, live streaming the crime, injuring his dog and losing custody of his pet, while facing criminal charges because he thought making a dog fly would be funny. 25. A real estate agent flew a drone into the open mouth of a client during a video testimonial. The agent was filming a video testimonial with a client praising his service. He thought it would add production value to include drone footage. He flew the drone during the testimonial filming. The client was speaking to the camera praising the agent. The agent flew the drone closer to get a better shot. The client was talking animatedly. The drone came too close. As the client opened his mouth to speak, the drone flew directly into his mouth. Rotors struck the client's teeth and lips. The client was injured. Broken tooth, cut lip, and cuts inside his mouth. The client required dental work and medical treatment. The testimonial was ruined. The client sued the agent for negligence. The agent's insurance rates skyrocketed. The agent lost his testimonial and gained a lawsuit. The video of the drone flying into the client's mouth went viral, destroying the agent's reputation. The stupidity was flying a drone near someone's face during filming without keeping proper distance, resulting in literally putting the drone in the client's mouth, causing injuries that led to a lawsuit and viral humiliation. 26. A man tried to deliver a drink to a friend sunbathing on the roof, but the drone dropped the drink on her. The man's friend was sunbathing on the roof. He wanted to surprise her with a cold drink. He attached a cup of iced tea to his drone and flew it to the roof. The drone arrived and hovered over her. His plan was to gently lower the drink. The attachment mechanism failed. The full cup of iced tea fell from 15 feet directly onto the sunbathing woman. The cold liquid covered her. She screamed. The surprise was not pleasant. She was soaked in sticky tea. Her phone was damaged by the liquid. The drone crashed when she flailed. His $500 drone was destroyed. He had to replace her phone. Their friendship was strained. The stupidity was using a drone to deliver a drink to someone lying down without considering that dropping liquid from height onto someone might not go well, resulting in destroying his drone, her phone, and covering his friend in sticky tea. 27. A YouTuber tried to fly a drone through a drive-thru window as a prank, but the drone crashed into the service window, injuring a worker. The YouTuber wanted viral content. His idea was to order food and have a drone pick it up by flying through the drive-thru window. He ordered food, and when the window opened, he flew his drone toward it. The fast food worker saw a drone flying at her and panicked. She tried to close the window. The drone crashed into the closing window. Glass shattered, drone pieces flew, glass cut the worker's hand. The manager called police. The YouTuber was arrested for assault and destruction of property. The worker required stitches. The restaurant pressed charges. He faced criminal charges and a lawsuit. His channel was demonetized. The stupidity was flying a drone at a fast food worker as a prank, without considering that a flying machine approaching someone suddenly might cause them to panic and get hurt, resulting in injuring a worker, facing criminal charges, and destroying his channel for a prank that nobody found funny. 28. A man tried to use a drone to ice fish by dropping his line through a hole, but the drone fell through the ice. The man was ice fishing and had an idea to use his drone to reach distant areas without drilling new holes. He flew his drone over the ice carrying his fishing line. He found a good spot and hovered the drone. He tried to lower the line through a crack in the ice. The drone's weight and hovering caused vibrations. The ice under the drone was thinner than he thought. The ice cracked. The drone fell through into freezing water. He watched his $800 drone sink. The water ruined the electronics. The drone was unrecoverable under ice. He caught no fish. The stupidity was hovering a drone over questionable ice without considering that drone vibrations and weight might crack thin ice, resulting in watching his expensive drone fall through the ice and sink in freezing water while he stood on the ice he'd just proven was too thin. 29. A man flew a drone near an airport to film planes landing and was arrested by federal agents. The man was an aviation enthusiast who wanted close-up footage of planes landing. He positioned himself near the airport with his drone. Flying drones near airports is a federal crime. He flew the drone near the runway approach path. Air traffic control spotted the drone on radar. Incoming flights were delayed for safety. Federal agents and police responded. The man was located and arrested immediately. FAA charged him with multiple violations. He faced up to $25,000 in fines per violation. He had multiple violations. His drone was seized as evidence. He faced potential prison time. The flights he delayed cost airlines thousands. The stupidity was flying a drone near an active airport runway, one of the most obviously illegal drone activities possible, to film planes, forcing flight delays and immediate response from federal authorities, resulting in massive fines and potential prison time for footage he could have gotten legally from public viewing areas. 30. A man used a drone to peep into his neighbor's windows, and the neighbor caught the drone with a net. The man was curious about what his neighbor's house looked like inside. He flew his drone to neighbors' windows and filmed inside. He did this multiple times. The neighbor noticed a drone hovering at windows. The neighbor bought a net. When the drone returned, the neighbor was ready. The neighbor caught the drone mid-flight with the net. The drone crashed. The neighbor examined it and found memory card with footage of the inside of his house. The footage included the peeping man's reflection in some shots and showed the drone taking off from his property. The neighbor called police. The footage from the drone was evidence. The man was charged with illegal surveillance and peeping. He was convicted using his own drone footage as evidence. The stupidity was repeatedly using a drone to spy in windows without considering the neighbor might catch it, and recording his own crime, including shots that identified him as the perpetrator, creating evidence that led to his conviction. 31. A party planner used indoor drones as entertainment, but they crashed into guests, causing injuries. The planner thought flying drones indoors would be impressive for a corporate party. She purchased several small drones and choreographed a drone show inside the venue. During the party, she launched multiple drones. The indoor environment had air conditioning, people moving, and obstacles. The drones collided with each other. Drones crashed into guests. Rotors cut people. Multiple guests were injured. One drone crashed into the buffet. Food was contaminated by drone parts. The party ended in chaos. Multiple guests required medical attention. The company sued the planner. Her insurance didn't cover the incident. She faced multiple lawsuits. Her business was destroyed. The stupidity was flying multiple drones indoors in a crowded venue, without considering that indoor conditions, obstacles, and people would cause crashes, resulting in injuring multiple guests and destroying her business with lawsuits. 32. A man tried to use a drone to scare away birds from his garden, but the birds ganged up and destroyed the drone. The man had birds eating his garden vegetables. He bought a drone to patrol and scare them away. He flew the drone at birds. Initially, birds flew away, but the birds, crows, are intelligent. The crows learned the drone was a threat. A group of crows coordinated an attack. Multiple crows attacked the drone simultaneously. They struck it with their feet and beaks. The drone couldn't handle multiple bird strikes. The drone crashed. The crows continued attacking the fallen drone. The man ran out to save his drone. Crows attacked him too. He retreated. The crows destroyed the drone. The $600 drone was totaled by crows. The birds returned to his garden. The stupidity was using a drone to scare intelligent birds without considering they might decide to eliminate the threat, resulting in crows organizing a coordinated attack that destroyed his drone while the birds continued eating his garden like nothing happened. 33. A student cheated on an exam by having a friend fly answers on a drone to his dorm window, but campus security caught them. The student had an exam. His friend had access to the test answers. They devised a plan. During the exam, the friend would fly a drone with answers attached to the student's dorm window, which was visible from across campus. During the exam, the friend launched the drone carrying printed answers. Campus security noticed a drone flying on campus. Drones were prohibited. Security followed the drone. The drone arrived at the dorm window. Security saw the exchange. Both students were caught. The exam papers had identifying marks. Both were expelled for academic dishonesty. The elaborate drone cheating scheme was their downfall. The stupidity was using a highly visible flying machine to cheat on campus where drones were prohibited, drawing security attention to their cheating scheme, and getting expelled for using technology that made their cheating impossible to miss. 34. A photographer crashed a drone into power lines during a sunset shoot, causing his camera to explode from the electrical surge. The photographer wanted dramatic sunset shots. He flew his expensive camera drone near power lines to get certain angles. He misjudged distance. The drone touched the power lines. Thousands of volts surged through the drone. The camera and battery exploded in midair. Burning pieces fell. The explosion was captured by bystanders. The power company responded. There was minor damage to lines. He was charged with damaging utility infrastructure. His $3,500 drone and $2,000 camera were destroyed instantly. He faced thousands in fines. The footage of his exploding drone went viral. The stupidity was flying an expensive drone near power lines for a sunset photo, resulting in thousands of volts destroying his equipment in a spectacular explosion caught on video, facing fines for damaging infrastructure, all for a photo he never got. 35. A man tried to use a drone to spread his father's ashes, but the wind blew them back, covering the entire funeral gathering. The man's father wanted his ashes spread from the air. The man bought a drone for this purpose. At the memorial service, dozens of people gathered outdoors. The man loaded the ashes into a container attached to the drone. He flew the drone overhead and released the ashes. He hadn't checked wind conditions. Strong wind caught the ashes. Instead of dispersing peacefully, the ashes blew back at the crowd. Mourners were covered in ashes. People got ashes in their eyes, mouths, and hair. The solemn moment became chaos. People were coughing and brushing ashes off. The memorial was ruined. Some people were angry. The intended tribute became a disaster. The stupidity was using a drone to spread ashes outdoors without checking wind conditions, resulting in covering mourners with human remains and ruining the memorial service his father had requested. 36. A man flew a drone with a "Marry Me" banner, but it flew over the wrong couple. The man planned a beach proposal with a drone pulling a banner reading "Marry Me." He sent the drone to fly over his girlfriend. Due to control error and wind, the drone flew over a different couple on the beach. The wrong woman saw the banner, thought her boyfriend was proposing, and got excited. Her boyfriend was confused. The man flying the drone realized the error. He tried redirecting the drone to his girlfriend. His girlfriend saw the banner over another couple and was confused. Both couples were confused. The romantic moment was ruined. His girlfriend was upset the proposal banner went to someone else first. The other couple was embarrassed. The proposal was awkward and deflated. The stupidity was using a drone to propose without precise control, resulting in his proposal banner flying over random strangers first, confusing everyone and destroying the romantic moment. 37. A man tried to create a drone taxi service carrying packages, but his first passenger package fell into a river. The man thought he could create an aerial delivery service. He built a heavy-lift drone system to carry packages. For his first delivery demonstration, he loaded an expensive package. He live-streamed the delivery to show his service. During flight over a bridge, the package attachment failed. The package fell from the drone. It fell into the river below. The expensive contents were destroyed. The customer whose package sank was furious. The live stream captured the failure. Potential investors saw the failure. Funding fell through. His business died on day one. The stupidity was demonstrating his unproven delivery service with a real customer's expensive package while live streaming, ensuring that when his untested attachment system failed and dropped the package in a river, everyone, including potential investors, watched his business concept fail spectacularly. 38. A man attached a selfie stick to a drone for extended reach, but the drone crashed into his face, breaking his nose. The man wanted a unique selfie angle. He attached a selfie stick to his drone, thinking it would give him extended reach for photos. He set up the drone to take photos of himself. The drone with extended selfie stick was unbalanced. He flew it toward himself. The extended stick made the drone front heavy. The drone tipped forward. The selfie stick on the drone struck him in the face at speed. The impact broke his nose. He was bleeding. The drone crashed. His $700 drone was destroyed. He needed medical treatment for his broken nose. The selfie he got was of the drone hitting his face. The stupidity was attaching a rigid stick to a drone and flying it at his own face without considering that the unbalanced drone might hit him with the stick he'd attached, resulting in breaking his own nose with his own modified drone while trying to take a selfie. 39. A drone was used to deliver medicine to a remote area, but it dropped the medicine in crocodile-infested water. A humanitarian organization used drones to deliver medicine to remote areas. A medical drone was sent to deliver critical medicine to a village. The drone carried expensive medicine. Halfway to destination, the attachment system failed. The medicine package fell from the drone. Below was a river full of crocodiles. The medicine sank. Recovering it was impossible due to crocodiles. The medicine was lost. The village didn't get needed medicine. A second expensive delivery had to be organized. The stupidity was using an untested delivery system for critical medicine over crocodile-infested waters without backup systems, resulting in expensive medicine feeding crocodiles while people who needed it got nothing. 40. A man used a racing drone at high speed indoors and it crashed through a TV during a Super Bowl party. The man had an expensive racing drone capable of 80+ mph. During a Super Bowl party, he decided to show off by flying it indoors at speed. Friends warned him not to. He ignored them. He launched the drone and flew it at high speed through the house. The drone was too fast for indoor control. It crashed through his 65-inch TV during the game. The TV exploded. The drone was destroyed. The game was interrupted. Guests were furious. The TV cost $2,200. The drone cost $800. Both were destroyed. The party ended. His friends never let him forget destroying the TV during the Super Bowl. The stupidity was flying a racing drone at high speed indoors during the Super Bowl without considering that 80-mile-based drones in living rooms don't mix, destroying his TV and drone while ruining the party. 41. A person used a drone to take dog poop to a neighbor's yard in a feud, but cameras caught them. Two neighbors were feuding. One person's dog kept pooping in disputed yard area. The other neighbor was furious. The angry neighbor decided on revenge. He collected dog poop and attached it to a drone. He flew the drone over the fence and dropped poop in the other neighbor's yard. He did this multiple times. The victim installed security cameras. The cameras captured the drone delivery of poop. Police were called. The footage showed the entire operation. The poop-dropping neighbor was charged with harassment and illegal drone use. He faced criminal charges over dog poop. The Stupidity was using an easily visible drone to commit petty revenge by delivering dog poop, getting caught on camera committing the bizarre crime, and facing criminal charges over poop feuding. 42. A man tried to film a lightning storm with a drone, but the drone was struck by lightning and exploded. The man was a storm chaser who wanted dramatic lightning footage. He flew his expensive drone into an active thunderstorm. Flying drones in thunderstorms is extremely dangerous. The drone approached storm clouds. Lightning struck the drone directly. The drone exploded from the electrical surge. Burning pieces fell. Witnesses recorded the explosion. The drone and camera worth $4,000 were instantly destroyed. He captured no footage. The memory card was destroyed in the explosion. The Stupidity was flying an electronic device into a lightning storm without considering that metal and electronics attract lightning, resulting in his expensive drone being struck and exploding, while capturing nothing because the lightning destroyed the memory card too. 43. A man flew a drone too high, lost connection, and it landed on a highway causing a multi-car crash. The man wanted high-altitude footage. He flew his drone higher and higher. He exceeded legal altitude limits. At extreme height, he lost signal connection. The drone entered return-to-home mode but malfunctioned. The drone fell from altitude. It crashed onto a highway. A car hit the fallen drone. The driver swerved. Multiple cars crashed. Several people were injured. The man ran away, but his drone had his information on it. Police traced the drone to him. He was charged with reckless endangerment and illegal drone operation. He faced lawsuits from crash victims. The Stupidity was flying a drone to illegal altitude, losing control, and causing it to fall onto a highway, creating a multi-car accident, facing criminal charges and civil liability for all damages because he wanted high-altitude footage. 44. A prankster programmed a drone to follow people while playing scary music, but someone called police reporting a stalking robot. The prankster programmed his drone to follow people while playing horror movie music from a speaker. He thought it would be funny. He set it to follow people walking alone. Multiple people were frightened by being followed by a drone playing scary music. One person called police reporting a stalking drone. Police took it seriously. They tracked down the drone operator. He was charged with harassment and stalking. Multiple people pressed charges. His prank resulted in criminal charges. The Stupidity was programming a drone to follow and frighten people as a prank without considering that victims would call police reporting a stalking drone, resulting in multiple harassment charges for a prank that nobody found amusing. 45. A man tried to use a drone to propose at the Grand Canyon, but the drone flew into the canyon and was lost forever with the $10,000 ring attached. The man planned an elaborate Grand Canyon proposal. He bought an expensive engagement ring costing $10,000. His plan was to have the drone fly the ring to his girlfriend at a scenic overlook. He attached the ring securely to the drone and started it. Wind conditions at the Grand Canyon are notoriously unpredictable. A strong wind gust caught the drone. The drone was blown off course. He lost control. The drone was blown into the Grand Canyon. The drone fell thousands of feet. It crashed somewhere on the canyon floor. The ring was lost with the drone. Recovery was impossible due to the location. His girlfriend watched the drone carrying her ring disappear into the canyon. He proposed without a ring explaining what happened. She said yes, but the story of losing a $10,000 ring in the Grand Canyon became their engagement story. He lost the $1,500 drone and the $10,000 ring, $1,150 total, lost in seconds. Insurance didn't cover it because flying expensive jewelry on a drone at the Grand Canyon violated multiple policies. He had to buy another ring. The Stupidity was attaching a $10,000 engagement ring to a drone at one of the windiest locations in North America, without considering that wind might blow it into a mile-deep canyon, resulting in losing both the drone and the ring forever in the canyon while his girlfriend watched her engagement ring disappear into the depths, creating the most expensive and disastrous proposal in history, where both the ring and the drone now rest somewhere at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, never to be recovered. Subscribe if you want to remember that just because drones are easy to buy doesn't mean everyone should operate them. That most drone disasters are completely preventable by following instructions and regulations. That using drones to commit crimes means filming your own crime. And that the next time you think about attaching something expensive to a drone and flying it somewhere windy, maybe just don't. Because the Grand Canyon is now home to at least one $10,000 engagement ring that took a drone to its final resting place thousands of feet below, where some future archaeologists will wonder why ancient peoples were throwing diamond rings and flying machines into canyons.